Remember when Breath of the Wild released in 2017? That open world, the new mechanics never before seen in the Legend of Zelda franchise? All you wanted to do was explore the lands and gloat about your new discoveries. It was a magical time. Nothing, and I mean nothing, could pull you apart from the game. Except Persona 5 Royal. Yeah, what a masterpiece. I mean, I could play this game all day, and as a matter of fact, I think I will. I should anyway, at least. I mean, the game has 100+ hours of spectacular content. Boy, oh boy, let's just take a deep dive into Final Fantasy VII Remake. Brother, this game is so good. It looks good. The combat feels great. I must complete this, like ASAP. But wait, how was that a good spot in Breath of the Wild? I probably should. Is that Yakuza? Now, this may be you, it may not be you, but one thing it is for sure, it's me. Hi, I'm Tino, and I have a problem. Now, don't get me wrong, it may seem like I don't finish my games, and I'll clear up that allegation soon. But before we get into that, just know I have a list of games over on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/TiptoeTino, streaming every Tuesday and Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, that I have completed, and I have a number of games I finished in my personal time. I've got almost 10 platinum trophies. I can beat my games. The problem is there are so many good games out, but not enough time to play them. I mean, this is true, but that's the easy way out of this argument. So let's be completely honest. There are 3 reasons why I can't seem to beat my games. In other words, clear my backlog. And reason number 1, simple enough, FOMO. Now let me just break that down. FOMO is the fear of missing out. And for example, Persona 5 released in April of 2017, and I did not finish it. Okay, cool, it happens. But in March of 2020, Persona 5 Royal released. So any wise person would say, okay, I don't need Royal just yet. Yeah, it's more characters, more content, the hype around it is there. I'm sitting here doing all this talking like I didn't buy it day one, the Steelbook edition at that. Now, why is that? Because all my friends were lusting over the game and the new updates, and I had to take part of it. And what was the end result? Well, it is now close to the end of 2024 and I still have not beat that game. And that's my fault because shortly after P5R, I started FF7 Remake. I love a good Final Fantasy game. I made it my mission to get it day one, and I am a man of my word occasionally. And I can proudly admit that I did finish Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I loved it. I binged the game in like 3 days. I was that invested. But did I go back to Persona? No. Instead, I took the road less traveled, and I played The Last of Us. But to be fair, once again, in my defense, I did beat that game also. I beat it twice actually, and I got the platinum trophy. But I most likely would never have played The Last of Us 2 if I did not play the first game. So just a little backstory here. I originally had The Last of Us on PlayStation 3, but only played maybe 2 hours of the game. And at that time, it just wasn't for me. And I had no intentions on plugging up my old console to play an old game. Well, thanks to PlayStation Plus, I did not have to, because I was able to download it for free on my PS4 years later. Yes, I could have had some self-control, but free is free, and who likes free? Me. But this is also the second reason of why my backlog looks like the Multiverse of Madness ending credits. I'm sure most of you know it, but if not, here's what I mean. Now, other than free downloadable multiplayer games like Apex Legends, Warframe, or my new personal favorite, Zenless Zone Zero, every month, PlayStation Plus members have access to 3 free games each month as long as you have an active subscription. I've gotten some really great games because of this, but also some extremely mediocre games. With that being said, I found myself wanting to give those not so good games a shot because A, like I said, it was free. B, it might actually be something worth my time if I play it long enough. And C, it's now part of my backlog, so I must complete it. And that right there is the problem. Just because you own a game does not mean you have to beat it now, or ever, truthfully. Throughout this year, I actually started compiling the list of all the games that I know for a fact I wanted to complete and deleted the rest because they can just be re-downloaded later. And that worked for a while, honestly. I finished Forspoken, I finished Spider-Man 2, even God of War Ragnarok. But I'd be lying through my pearly whites if I said I did not miss playing some of my old favorites like Metal Gear Solid 5. A game I had already purchased on PS4 with my own money and finished, but re-downloaded on PS5 because it was free 1 month for Plus. Now, another game similar to that I previously purchased but did not finish was Death Stranding. But what's really interesting about this is the fact that it was actually free for Plus, and me, of all people, missed out on it. So what did I do? Plug my PS4 back up to play? No. I need that convenience of having all my games that I want to play on one console. So instead, I added it to my wish list and spent weeks waiting for it to go on sale because PlayStation is very good with those. And that right there is reason number 3. Those amazing sales, whether it be be Steam sales, holiday sales on PlayStation, even hidden gems on a Nintendo Switch. Seeing a game you always had interest in go from a full price of $60 to $70 down to a whopping $9.99, that's a steal. But what good is a sale if you buy that indie game and it gets pushed back to the back burner because you have a random thought of that AAA title that you stopped playing midway? Now, I don't want to make it seem like playing free games or the games you got on sale is a bad thing by any means, but if you know your backlog is bringing you everything but happiness, it's time to do some adjusting. Gaming is meant to be a relaxer, a stress reliever, however you want to put it. It's strictly entertainment. And I feel a lot of gamers have the same feeling. I must finish this game. I must finish my backlog. So here's some advice, and trust me, I'm talking to myself as well. Pick a game and get lost in it. Dive deep into the story, the characters, learn the mechanics, play it how it was intended to be played from start to finish. And once that's done, you can move on to the next. Now, some of you may not have a large backlog like me, so finishing that game and buying a new one after is acceptable. I'll give you that. But for the majority of us, if we have the time and find ourselves bored one day, let's start chipping away at the list. And I know, there's also those who might enjoy multiplayer games over story-based, yet you still have that one title that you always wanted to indulge in. Well, if you ever wanted to revert back to your roots, that's fine. Sure, go ahead. Play Madden, play Call of Duty for a little bit. It's harmless. Consider it a little break, a cool down period, if you will. Minor filler for you anime fans. And when it's time to get back to that main game, the one you find yourself needing a guide for because it's so vast in content, stay focused on it. There's nothing worse than dropping a game for 6 months and having to restart because you forgot what's happening story-wise, and you're still using Need for Speed controls for Baldur's Gate 3. Save yourself the time, the stress, and most importantly, your money. If you made it this far, drop a like on the video. If you agree with anything that I said, hit that subscribe button. It's free. And I thought we could agree that we all enjoy free.